Alright, yo, what's going on everybody? It's your boy Mr. DDG94 here. Take the glasses off real quick. I need to make this video. It's my duty to make this video. Because I don't think y'all truly understand what is wrong with this game and why I feel the way I feel about this game. I don't think nobody notices it because nobody wants to acknowledge where this game was, and nobody wants to acknowledge where it is now. It is a complete shell of itself. So we're going to look at the history of NBA Live. Not only are we going to look at the history of NBA Live, we're going to look at its downfall. So without further ado, without further fucking ado, let's look at the history of NBA Live and its complete fucking failures. Well, like 149, 148. Okay. This was the first NBA Live. Okay. This was the first NBA Live. Not that impressive, not that sleek, but these ain't the ones we really looking for. We understand this was the PlayStation 1, Nintendo 64, NES days, Sega Genesis days. Graphics back then weren't really that sleek as they are now. So this right here is where it all started though. I want you to see where it all started and how it evolved as time went on. Because you will see how they've dramatically just taken steps forward with this game in the earlier years, in the earlier stages of this game's being around. So let's just this right here, I can tolerate this because this pretty much here was just like, this was back in them, this was like early to mid 90s. Video games and graphics weren't really all that great, so I'm not gonna really knock them for this one. 96 video game graphics still weren't as good as they are today. Now around like 98, 99. Yeah. So this is 96. Shit is loud as fuck. Shit is loud as fuck, though. I gotta turn it down for my damn self. Make sure it's loud enough for y'all. I don't want it to be too loud though, because I want it to go over my voice and shit. Man. He dunked on him too. Like I said, you know, this is the 90s. Technology ain't as good as it was. Computers weren't as powerful as they were back then. You still needed a floppy disk in order to do stuff on the computer, man. This was early stages, man. This we can let that shit go. Like these years right here, we can let these go. When we get to 2000, okay. Now look at this. Hey, okay, I see the enhancement with the graphics and all that. Okay, this is an improvement. See what I mean? They went away from that 2D, flat side, you know, graphics and moved up to the 360 scale. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's crazy how big of an improvement they made in just one fucking year. That is crazy. Yeah, man. I mean, what more do you want? The animations, they look ahead of their time. Oh man. Okay. Okay, this is 98. This is the one where a lot of people say they fell in love with NBA Live. This is where a lot of NBA Live fans, diehard NBA Live fans, that say 98 was the one they fell in love with. I've never really even seen this, but a lot of the diehard ones say 98 was the one they fell in love with, because this is what made them be a part of this franchise for a long time.
Good evening, everyone.
Okay. They got the TBS. They got the TBS partnership. You know what I'm saying? Now they got ESPN, so that's a big ass upgrade right there. If you think about it, that's a big ass upgrade. But from TBS to ESPN. I'm not saying that TBS. I mean, I know it's TNT now, and I know TNT is actually a lot funner to watch because of Charles Barkley just by himself. But
30 seconds remaining in the first quarter. From the left side to Corey. From the right side to Bryant.
Okay, a lot of people say I don't really see what made that so. I don't see what made that so great. Do y'all see what made that so great? I don't see what made 98 so great. To me, 2000 was where I started. Nintendo 64 with the blowing on the cartridge, bruh. That's where it all started for me. When NBA Live started me for.
Knocked away. Ostertag with the fake.
This play just like NBA Live 14.
Hornacek with a one-handed slam.
NBA Live 14 just got a little slightly better graphics. Slightly better. But them animations look exactly the same. Okay. And this is 2000. This is where it all started for me. The memories right here, boy. Blowing on the cartridge. Then, niggas know Tim Duncan on the cover with Michael Jordan. With at the bottom it said Michael Jordan. With Michael Jordan. Featuring Michael Jordan, I think it said featuring Michael Jordan or returning Michael Jordan.
Wide open. Nope. Jackson makes the shot.
This is where it all started for me. This is just bringing back memories right here.
Duncan
Used to love playing this shit.
kicks it out to Jackson. The Admiral with the jumper. Duncan off the glass.
Okay, then we upgrade to the PS2. Let me say this about 2001.
EA Sports.
You're gonna see the growth of this game. Look at the graphics. Look at the animations. Now, this kind of looks like NBA Live 14 too. This is what I mean by they have PlayStation 2 stiff-ass animations, bruh. This is exactly what I mean, because it looks like the earlier 2000 games. Now y'all see what I mean. Now y'all see what I mean by when I say there's PlayStation 2 animations within this game. Stiff-ass PlayStation 2 animations in this game. They don't. Just look at them, bro. But you're gonna see the growth of this game though. You see how 2000 looked, and you see how they just graphically improved in 2001. Now let's see what 2002 brings. Because what 2002 brings, 2001, I'm gonna say it like this: 2001 all the way up to about 2005, you're gonna see the growth of NBA Live. This was in its growth right here. Dogs, the starting lineups thing in 2002. They just kept going and going and going. See, this is when you put the effort into the game, and look at how graphically advanced the game was. The animations are a little bit more fluid now. The players move a little bit better. Look at that. This shit was beautiful, man. I really did like. I will say, like, this is where this game really started to take off. I say 2003 is where I really started fucking with NBA Live more, mostly because 2K3 sucked ass to me because that fucking crossover shit. That crossover shit was fucking ridiculous. I could not stand that shit. But this one right here with Jason Kidd on the cover, this was my shit. Soundtrack, everything about it. I loved everything about this game. The antics they would do in the cutscenes and stuff like that. They had cutscenes where you would see the bench doing crazy stuff, or you see the players on the floor messing around with each other. Like, you know how realistic that felt? Look, he gonna sit in the coach spot, and when the coach sits back down, look. The stuff that it's the little things like that that just make, this is what I mean, bro. It's the little things like this right here that, you know, gave this game that, oh man, I just, why don't they do this? And then we got 2004, which was the GOAT to me. 2004, hands down, is the GOAT. End the fucking discussion. Wrap it up, put it in a box, nigga. 2004 is the fucking GOAT. I know a lot of people say 05 is a GOAT because they had the dunk contest and shit like that, but from a gameplay perspective, because when you get through the dunk contest, sometimes you just want to jump and play exhibition. And I actually prefer 04 over 05 gameplay wise, because it was just something about 05 I just didn't like. The player models look weird. Outside of the dunk contest, they look alright. But when you played the game, they look pretty weird. But that was like back in this time though.
Off of his noggin.
Woo!
Special, ladies and gentlemen. Didn't even let it bounce. When you go get it, EJ, it's you now.
I don't know, bro.
Tens across the board for a huge 50.
That up in the air, and then you can catch it.
How about this between the legs?
Between the legs. But I want to see someone take it between the legs twice. If someone does that twice, I think they can do it. Look at him doing this.
Yeah, but twice.
He still had the elevation to do it.
Do you not see, ladies and gentlemen? I ain't even got my glasses on, and I can clearly see this was the evolution. And here is where the downfall begins. Now, it doesn't begin on this one. Now, it kind of starts right here, but from a gameplay perspective, it was still good PlayStation 2 wise, but Xbox 360 wise, Live 06 was trash, bro. That shit was bad. But 2K6 was also bad as well. 2K6 was also bad as well. Both them games was bad that year. 2K6 and 2K and NBA Live 06. Now this one right here, stiff ass PlayStation 2 animations. Look at them stiff ass PlayStation 2 animations, man. This game, the way it moves, look at that. They doing these insane passes and shit. This is not PlayStation 2 at arcade. This shit was this was done acceptable, bruh. Then we moved to 08. Now 08 was an improvement, but it was, I ain't gonna lie, 08 was a really big improvement from 07, but the gameplay, the glitches, all this other shit, the glitches that was still happening in this game, the problems with the clipping, morphing, you know what I'm saying? The ball and net physics, man.
Clock down to 7. James with the
While they did make improvements, it still was just, it wasn't ready, bro. They just wasn't ready for prime time yet with this. And then everybody looked like they was on steroids too. You gotta remember that. Everybody in this game looked like they was on steroids, bro.
Took that shot, he could have had a much easier attempt at the basket.
LeBron James looked buffer than fucking Shaq. That's crazy. If it gets 09, now I will say this: 09 was really good. 09 was really good. Like, I know I sit here and say 010 was a good one, but 0 though, my G. Ooh, this shit was so fucking good. 09 was really fucking good. It was fun to play, but it didn't improve. It didn't improve the way. It didn't improve the way like Live 10 improved the series. So you kind of see like the downfall, but then you saw a downfall, but that slight downfall, and then they just kept rising the bar. But the thing was, 2K was on some other shit, bro. That was the only problem. 2K was just on some other shit around this time. They was on they Grizzy right now. This is when 2K was just sprinkling seasoning. But then again, like I said, 2K9 was just terrible, bro. 2K9 was just bad to me. To me personally, 2K9 was bad to me, and I like NBA Live 09 better, so I gave NBA Live 09 defense. Now, people was sleeping on NBA Live 09. People saying it was trash and shit like that because they didn't see anything different about it. But if you really sat there and played the game, you would know that NBA Live 09 was the shit. Then we get to Live 10. Obviously, we know this was one of the few better ones out of the game. And I will say this, player model wise, this game did not look good. Like, player model wise, it felt like a downgrade, but like the overall gameplay of it, it was excellent. And then here goes the downfall. This is where they were rising back up and then it just completely went down. So you have a 3-year span, no game, and then we get back, and then we finally do get a game. Look at what we get. Now, as you can see right here, this is a the camera is so far away. That's the only reason why it probably looks good. It only looks good because the camera's far away. Put it on another camera angle, you will see the ugliness of this fucking game. Then we get to this one like here, live 15. Live 15. What more you want me to say? This gameplay wise, not from a graphical standpoint, but from a gameplay perspective, this is what should have been keeping it going. Okay? They should have kept it going with whatever the fuck they did in NBA Live 15 from a gameplay perspective, how teams played against each other. Like I complimented them. I said the Spurs played like the Spurs actually played in real life in NBA Live 15. Yes, they had this. They had the Spurs offense. You would see the Spurs offense. You would see the Cavs offense. You would see the Warriors offense. The Clippers offense. You would see it all unfold in NBA Live 15 from a gameplay perspective. It felt realistic from a gameplay perspective, but animations wise, game from an animation perspective, and from the player models and all this other stuff from graphical, it needed a little bit. It needed a little bit more of an improvement. Everybody was still skinny as fuck. You know what I'm saying? The animations were still PlayStation 2 stiff. That was the only problem. But from a gameplay perspective, how it played, it just felt right. But from a graphical and an animation perspective, this game just needed more tweaks to it. Like if they put more tweaks and more time into it.
Hey everyone, it's Jalen Rose, and it's time for the EA Sports.
NBA Live 15 would have been probably on the same level with NBA Live 10, NBA Live 09. It probably could have been if they stayed with that formula. And then we get to this one and it's like it just looked so promising when you first saw this trailer. It looked so promising because the thing is, I will say this, they did improve with the animations a little bit. The animations did improve a little bit in this one, and graphically it did look better. It looked better than how it's looking the past couple of fucking years now. But it just seems like, you know, it just seems like, you know, things just it's just like from a gameplay perspective, they would have stuck with the form they had in NBA Live 15 and then came in with the animations and the graphics that they had for NBA Live 16 for NBA Live 16. There ain't no telling where this game could have been, bro. This game probably could have got it. This game could have probably got an 8 out of 10 for me if they stuck to that formula. But the fact that they went in this unrealistic, arcade-ish flow, it really hurt the chances of this game actually succeeding. So yeah, the downfall of this game was when they went away. This is really where it all happened. The downfall of this game was NBA Live 07. Let's just keep it real. NBA Live 06, NBA Live 07, even though 2K6 was pretty terrible too. 2K6 was pretty bad, but you gave it that nod because it was the first game on next gen and you felt like both games was going to come out stronger the next year. And what happened was 2K kept developing. They kept getting better. They kept growing. They kept expanding. Grand animations, graphics, they started touching on barriers that really exposed the console and all of the beauty that that these next gen consoles was going to bring. That's why people look at sports games as the glimpse of these future consoles. If it wasn't for games like 2K, if it was for like 2K, NBA Live, nobody would have been like, everybody would have been like, I'm cool with the PlayStation 2. They got plenty of games. So I'm gonna pay $400, $500 for an Xbox or a PlayStation when I got this PlayStation 2, and I can just pay $50, $40 for a fucking game. But I digress. You know, shit happens. But anyways, though, that's pretty much about it for this video. You saw the evolution of it. You saw how it started off. We get to 97. We get to NBA Live 97. They already in 3D animations, bruh. They already got the ball. You know what I'm saying? Then we moved to 2001. 2001 to 2005. The game just kept evolving. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I look at when I see 2K. 2K. The thing with 2K was good, but they stayed in that same formula for a very long time on the PlayStation 2. That was the only problem with 2K. They stayed in the same formula until about like 2K4, 2K5. 2K4, 2K5, that's when the game, I started to see it. I started to notice like a certain change, but it was like, it just felt like it was just the same game over and over. That's why people wasn't really fucking with 2K in the PlayStation 2 era. And then when you see NBA Live just kept growing and growing and growing. You know what I'm saying? You know, and then we get to like fucking 06 when the Xbox 360 first came out. We didn't see no improvement. We didn't see no improvement from 06 to 07. Then 08 comes around. They started to take that approach because like I said before, they started adding in post game. They started adding in fucking tendencies, player tendencies, real life tendencies. They would like, if you had internet at that time, you could download player tendencies and they would play like how they do in real life. So if they drive to the right, they would drive to the right. If they shoot from the left, they would shoot from the left. They shoot from the top of the key, they shoot from the top of the key. If they attack the basket, they attack the basket. They post up, they face up, they face up. If they prefer a pick and roll offense, then they run the pick and roll offense. It was smart. And then you started to see them evolving, but like I said, 2K at that time, 2K7 to about 2K11, they was on another level, dog. 2K7 to 2K11, 2K was just on another level, dog. They kept expanding their horizons. And that's why I think the downfall came, because in 07, when they came out with that garbage, and then the next year they come out with NBA Live 08, and it just wasn't good enough to compete with 2K8. Then they took a step back in 2K9. I do say that. They did take a step back in 2K9, because NBA Live 09, that shit was good. The only problem was the players. That was the only problem that year. Only problem that year with the game was the players, and they still had a little bit of glitchy animations. But then they fixed all of that in NBA Live 10. Only problem was the player models just, it felt like a downscale because they all look skinny. That was the only problem with 2K10. It was really just like the body models of the players, they all look kind of skinny. Except for certain players, like Dwight, obviously Dwight, because he was on the cover, he was going to look good. LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Kobe, Shaq. Them was probably the only three, that was probably like the only unique players that had like a certain body build that looked realistic to their real life forms. But everybody else just looked skinny as fuck. But then they had to drop off. You let 2K11 take over, and that was pretty much it. You gave 2K11 that year by themselves. You canceled NBA Elite and just dropped it on mobile. I can download it on my fucking iPhone right now. I already got it on my iPhone right now. So, shit, it's whatever. But, yeah, man, anyways, though, that's pretty much just gonna about do it, guys. What more can I say, man? The downfall 2K, they did downfall EA of NBA Live. They did it to themselves. It wasn't the loss of fucking, it wasn't the company's fault. It wasn't the loss of fucking, it wasn't the loss of devs. It wasn't because of this thing or that thing behind the scenes. It wasn't because of any of that. It's because they could not keep up with their competition. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You have to, in order to compete with your competition, you have to outdo your competition. And they can't outdo their competition because their competition is on a whole nother fucking level. So the best thing for EA to do at this point is to at least get up there with 2K. That's why I say you need to make your game like 2K. You need to make it from physics to graphics to animations, fundamentals of basketball. Everything has to be like 2K. Because that's the only way you're gonna get back up there with them. You like I said, NBA Live is here, 2K is up here. You have to reach where they at because they raised the bar on themselves. What company you know does that? Who raises the bar on themselves? Nobody. That's who. But anyway, so that's pretty much just gonna about do it for this video. I will see you all in the next one. Tell me what y'all think the downfall was. If you got a good excuse or whatever, because I'm pretty sure it's gonna be an excuse. I don't come up with excuses. I just look at the facts. The facts are the facts on the fucking screen. So yeah, the downfall to me was just they just couldn't compete with 2K. Was just on a whole nother level with their video games, and NBA Live just wasn't competing with them like they should have been. If they had stayed in the flow with 2K, if they didn't drop off and leave for a couple of years like they did, NBA Live or NBA Elite, whatever the fuck it would have been called at that time, who knows where they could have been. That's just me though. I think they could still have been competing because they were still neck and neck at that time. I know 2K11 would have like shitted on them, but 2K12 with the lockout season and all that, NBA Live could have possibly had a chance, bro. NBA Live, if NBA Elite or NBA Live 12 came out, it would have had a chance against 2K12 because 2K12 was a big drop off, no crew mode, lockout season, rookies weren't in the game. But yeah, man, that's pretty much just gonna about do it. I'll see you all in the next video. Till then, peace out. Tell me what y'all think about what y'all think ultimately killed NBA Live and let 2K reign supreme. And I'll catch you on the next one. Till then, peace out.